Hi, thanks for being here. I'm Scott Wright, and I'm going to be teaching this class on how to draw faces. Uh, a little bit about myself first, is I went to Sheridan College in the early '90s, and from there I went and got a job at DreamWorks Animation. I worked there for 15 years as a character animator, both 2D and 3D. I was lucky enough to be trained by James Baxter and Rudolph Guenedin and William Salazar, Christophe Sarand. I was James Baxter's rough in-betweener on Prince of Egypt. On El Dorado, I became an animator and I worked on his team. And from there, I worked on Spirit, and then Sinbad as a character animator. I've done tons of character animation since those days, but I also switched into 3D shortly after Sinbad. Well, actually during Sinbad, I guess most of us were trained and went and jumped on to what was it? Either Shark Tale or Shrek, and I went to Shark Tale. And then from there, I worked on tons of movies. I had to train Dragon, Madagascar, and a whole bunch of other things. I've been a lead. I've been an animation director. I'm currently an animation director. I've done character design. I've done prop design. I've done traditional 3D, and sculpting. Oh my God, storyboarding. I've done a lot of stuff. So, but most of my skills that have been the most beneficial have always been sort of my drawing skills. It's all the stuff I learned when I was at Sheridan College, and that's where I'm gonna kind of incorporate it or teach you some of those basic stuff we learned at Sheridan, but then expand on them and explain how James Baxter, like, explained stuff and showed me how to do stuff, or some of my friends at Disney, and some of my other friends at DreamWorks, and all the stuff that I kind of like took in as I was working with different animators or just watching different animators and how they worked, and same with designing and storyboarding and stuff like this, and how other people use some of the basic skills and how they expanded on them. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take some of the basic skills. We're going to start basic, and then we're going to expand out and get more complicated through the course. All right. So we're going to start with like simple objects like cubes and how to spin them in 3D space, right? And then how to spin like more complicated objects or objects together in space, which then actually leads to like doing faces and stuff like this. So we're gonna do something. We're not gonna do too human, but we're gonna do sort of more fun card designy oriented stuff. But all the basic stuff we're gonna build up into more complicated stuff, and then by the end of it, I'm gonna do a little animation piece and show you how I use all that stuff that we've learned up to that, all the stuff we've learned in this class, and put it in an animation performance. So you don't have to be an animator to take this class. You don't have to be a 2D one. I actually think this is a lot of this knowledge has helped me with character design and doing turnarounds and 360 turnarounds for character designs. Like someone giving me a design and me having to make it three-dimensional for modelers or riggers. And even storyboarding and stuff. It's like just being able to think and being able to draw in any direction, draw anything in any direction and any angle. So those are very strong. Those are skills you need no matter what you're doing, like character design, storyboarding, animating traditionally, and stuff like this. So it's good to be able to envision that and know how to do something with that. So we'll do facial expressions too. We'll do. We won't be doing a dialogue piece, but I will do all the mouth shapes for a dialogue piece to show you that. So I don't think we have enough time in this class to actually do it full dialogue. Maybe we'll see by the end. Maybe I'll do like one or two words or something like this, or we'll do it like a character reacting. So we'll see how much time I have by the end of the class, but we'll definitely do one of those two things. So there'll definitely be an animation where I go from start to finish. So that'll be kind of fun. So it's always nice to do it. Most of the time I'm going to be using a program called TV Paint. Here you don't have to have TV Paint. That one is a paid program. I have animated in Krita before. It's awesome. In fact, I like storyboarding in Krita because it's free, first off, but you can animate it and you can storyboard and do stuff like that. And it's very much like Photoshop. You can actually animate in Photoshop. It's not the greatest, but it's cool. You can actually do this in Blender as well. They have a grease pencil tool, and I've animated in Blender before traditionally just for fun. Well, I've done professional. I shouldn't just say for fun, but I've done a lot of 2D stuff for fun in Blender, and professionally I've done some stuff in Blender as well. So the tools I have, I'll just whip through stuff and show you stuff. And if you're interested, you can easily Google everything I've done or I'm using. I won't go into in depth of the tools and stuff of this. I'll only ever go in depth on like the techniques that I'm like, you should use this, how to flip drawings. You'll see me flip drawings a lot. You'll see me objects flipping in space sometimes when we're fast forwarding through videos. So don't get weirded off all of a sudden. You're like, what? That guy, it's the total opposite side. It's the mirror image. Well, I do that a lot. I flip things upside down, especially in the beginning when we're doing like some of the basic shapes. You'll see me, flip things. That leads me to one more thing is I'm going to leave as much mistakes in as possible. So I'm going to show you how I solve problems. So sometimes you'll be like, Scott, that drawing's horrible, and don't stress about that. I know that, but sometimes I need to get some of the bad stuff out just to see where the good stuff has to go. So I'm a very much a kind of a sculptor when it comes to doing my drawings and stuff like this. I kind of chisel away. You'll see me chisel at the drawing of it and then erase part of it, chisel stuff like this. It's the same way I used to use on paper and pencil. I do it very much like in the computer too. So I'm going to do most of the stuff. I won't use cheats very often, like the stencils and stuff. So when I'm drawing a circle, I'll be drawing a circle. When I'm drawing a square, I'm going to do a square. I might call up some perspective grids here and there just to show and explain things, but mostly I'm going to do everything eyeball-y, just because I don't want to get into too much of the perspective and confuse people or anything like this. So a basic knowledge of perspective is great, like 2-point perspective is kind of necessary in all drawings nowadays in 2D animation. But I guess that's enough of me rambling on. So let's just jump in and start drawing and stuff. So I'll see you in the next little part of the video.